Hey, everybody.
Hey, welcome to Team Unstreamable Monday. We've begun our new schedule and we are starting with Filmosophy. So, welcome. You have entered the Wolfman's domain. I am the movie guy of Unlockable content, and we are talking movies tonight.
Yes, we are talking movies tonight. One of our team members will be in here soonish. Fuffkins, he streamed with us. Well, yeah, he streamed with us, and then he did his own little solo stream not too long ago. But yeah, so you wanted to open up with something?
Yeah, well, I figured we'd keep this one nice and simple, and we just talk about movies we enjoy, and we're looking forward to when all of you will decide to join us in the chat room and talk about movies, and the future in the comments section when this goes on YouTube also.
Yeah.
Just talking about movies that you enjoy. I did a video a couple of months back for before we went to a J1 Con the first time. We did my top 5 favorite movies, and I'm going to go off of that. I'll expand on that. I did that video. I'll bring those movies up and maybe I'll expand on them more. Maybe I'll broaden this out to the top 10. So the movies I had listed for that list were Disney's Pinocchio, Fight Club, Blazing Saddles, This Film Is Not Yet Rated, and The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Oh yeah, Imaginary Dr. Parnassus.
I rave about that movie. Ellie tries to get me to shut up.
Wait, you have Pinocchio on that list?
I have Disney's Pinocchio. That's
Pinocchio, Fight Club.
Fight Club, Blazing Saddles, the documentary This Film Is Not Yet Rated. And The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. And yeah, going through that list in that order, because I said, a lot of this is in that that video I did already. But Pinocchio is, I think, my first cinematic memory.
Really?
Yeah, I know I at least I said this in the video. It was weird. I don't know if I actually remember this, or if I saw a home movie of me and I'm remembering the home movie.
Yeah.
But there's a videotape of me. My father probably has it somewhere, of me being like almost 2 years old, dancing along to Pinocchio singing "I've Got No Strings." So
put some chapstick on my lips.
So yeah, like I said, it's one of those weird, like, I'm not really sure if I remember it or if I'm just remembering that visual, but I do remember really loving Pinocchio when I was a kid. It was my favorite movie growing up as a young child. So it's always held a special place in my heart among all of the Disney canon.
Oh,
So, yeah, I know some people it's like Bambi's their first, or Little Mermaid or something, but no, for me it was Pinocchio. Do you recall? What's your?
I was thinking about it, and I think mine that I remember was Aladdin.
Yeah, no, that's a good. Is that your first Disney memory or first movie memory? Like,
that's like my first movie memory. Well, both really.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Aladdin because I remember always watching Aladdin. No, that's not. That isn't. It was Bambi.
It was Bambi.
Bambi was my. Yeah.
Yeah, most people it's Bambi. It really is.
Bambi, then Aladdin. Was like my first one.
Yeah. I always grew up. It's weird. It's like you stop and think about like how you get pushed into certain interests and like the way that your parents raise you. It's like I was almost pushed into being a cinephile. I don't know. I can't I was on movie overload like my whole life. I was just marathoning movies, and so it's like I don't even remember when I saw half the stuff that I've seen, but I know it's like cataloged. I joke. Ellie knows I joke like this. I have what I call a cinematic memory. Break into the.
But it's not working. My head isn't hard enough. What the hell?
Fluff's trying to get in here. Join us.
You can't click. Hold up. Pop into the general. I'll drag you in.
We got these message problems. Let me in.
All right, there you are. I set the roll to allow you to go in here. I don't know why I didn't let you in here.
Hey, Fluff.
Hey, Fluff. So yeah, let's ask Fluff.
Yeah,
So,
you picked a good time to come in. We were still talking about the beginning of this, talking about movies. We were saying, what to your memory is the earliest cinematic memory you have?
I'd have to say probably sitting around with a VHS, watching either Jurassic Park or Walking with Dinosaurs.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic.
Okay.
Okay.
When I was a wee little lad.
Yeah.
I can remember watching Jurassic Park as a kid too. We were saying that for me, my earliest cinematic memory is Pinocchio, Disney's Pinocchio, and Ellie, you said it was.
Mine was Bambi. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just those early memories, and just it's like I know that I've seen movies, so many movies, and my brain is wired in such a way that I see a movie twice and I've got it like memorized almost from beginning to end. You know, people talk about having a photographic memory. I have a cinematic memory. So, but that was the first movie on the list. Did you? I told Fluff, I told you to go and check that that video on the YouTube channel. Did you get around to watching that or no?
No, I'm really good at preparing things. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
There's Oh wait. Fluff. What was your first Disney that you remember?
Oh God. We had so many when I was growing up. I remember at one point, I think we had every Disney movie ever made on VHS for a very brief period.
My
That was possible at one point.
So well, think about that. My grandmother literally had a library. Like my grandfather down under their house, they had a bar, and in the back room it was just you open up just VHSs of all Disney movies. They had all the Disney movies. They had like The Secret of Nymph and like all those other old movies. We're Back.
I love We're Back.
Troll in Central Park. If you remember
that's Troll in that's Don Bluth. I think that was Don Bluth post Disney.
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, We're Back. Troll in Central Park. Anastasia.
Trying to get the accent in
Anastasia. But they had like a whole bunch, like the Godfather, the original Godfather VHSs, Titanic VHS.
That was a 2-tape special. That I remember that my mother had it. It was the special box set. That movie was so long it had to be sold on 2 different VHSs.
Stigmata, Gothica was in there. They had like a whole bunch of different stuff.
All right, that's got me curious now. All right, and here's one for you, Fluff. Also, the first DVD you remember getting.
That's easy. Jurassic Park 3.
I think
You got a theme going on there, Fluff.
Don't you know by now? Like Fluff is a dinosaur guy.
Yeah, clearly.
There's
First DVD.
First DVD? I think the first DVD we ever got, we made ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cause like, you know what? I think the first DVD was Bambi because my mom. Because my mom, like when I got older, my mom, we used to watch a kid named Tyler. He my previous boss's son.
Okay.
And he has autism, so he would just watch on hours to the point that he memorized the entire movie and he would act it out of the Bambi VHS to the point that the color started fading.
Oh no.
So we had a DVD recorder, so we basically redid Bambi on DVD, and that was like the first DVD we got after they got a DVD recorder.
You know, when you first said that you did the DVD yourself, I thought that you might do like a home video.
I'm not that kind of person.
And I was imagining little baby Ellie running around and doing scenes from Bambi.
Oh, I'm sure there's probably old.
I want to raise Fluff's volume a little bit.
He's fine here. He's low on the TV.
Okay. Then raise the TV, I guess.
What, so we can hear him?
Yeah, it's just
You have it.
little low for me, personally. Where did I put the remote?
Alright, I can turn him up a little bit.
Okay.
Uno momentos.
Let me find the remote.
my
Remote.
There, you're up a little bit now.
Yeah,
that towards the top of my head rather than my mouth.
that makes all the difference already.
That does too.
Yeah. Okay. Remote. I found it.
We have the remote.
We're still looking
But
up. We're doing what we said we shouldn't do. We're still looking up at the TV.
yeah. See, what I was trying to do, I was trying to switch this down to the small viewers, so if we look at that, we're still looking at the camera.
Right.
But it's also the good we're looking at because we can see the chat. So
yeah,
if anybody says
important.
anything.
So yeah. The first DVD I remember us having at my house was before. I remember it was before we even had a DVD player. Like, it was before we got the PS2. We got my brother bought a copy of the Goonies.
Goonies.
That was our first DVD.
Your first DVD was the Goonies.
Yeah.
That's interesting, actually.
I love that movie. I think that movie is my top 10.
Do the truffle shuffle.
Truffle shuffle.
What'd you say, Flo?
I'm gonna hit you so hard you wake up your clothes will be out of style.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
I forgot about that.
There's a fun fun thing if you ever get around to watching that movie anytime soon. Near the end, this is spoiler, I guess. Right? It's not really whatever. The kid Data has a line after they escape the cave, and the news reporter was talking to them, and he asked, were you scared at all? And Data has a line, and he says, the octopus was really scary. That's a reference to a deleted scene in the movie.
Oh, right.
But that line is still in there.
Yeah.
So it's like, unless you find out about that deleted scene, you have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah. I would just assume that the kid's like, oh, what do you know? I'm on TV. I better make this as awesome as I possibly can. Yeah, I fought an octopus the size of my house.
Yeah. It's they when they get to the pirate ship, and there's like the lagoon at the lagoon part where the ship is resting. There was supposed to be like a giant octopus that they had to fight off, but they cut it for time.
Yeah.
It was like,
well, since we're on Filmosophy, some of the topics we wanted to. There was a specific topic that you said you've been like rolling.
Yeah.
with
So
for a while, so let's try that.
If you go back to the YouTube channel and Unlockable Content, you'll find that I used to do this with a friend of mine named Jeff Krug, and Jeff is a great guy. He's somebody that really knows his movies and knows what he's talking about. I love talking movies with him. Unfortunately, moving out to Pottstown made continuing Filmosophy difficult with him. So I'm really glad. Thank you, Flo. Thank you, Ellie, that we get to do this. And one of the topics that I wanted to talk about on Filmosophy was no-win situation movies. And those are movies where basically everyone dies at the end. There is no way out for our characters. It's so if we ever do get around to making that a topic, and we're less, it was more. I want to keep today casual and just talking about movies in general, things that we enjoy. But we'll get into specific topics like no-win situation movies. Live action adaptations was one that you
I did the live adaptations.
Revisit topics we already did, like the first Filmosophy ever was about jump scares and horror movies. And then
remake-itis.
Remake-itis is definitely a good one. And then just like Nostalgia Critic, he does like new versus old. That would fall into remakes, but specifically comparing.
Comparing the
the first version to the updated version. So there's so many things that we can talk about, and we'd love to have you join us in the comment sections here and on YouTube.
And, the chat.
Keep these conversations going, because who doesn't love talking movies?
Because I imagine as we get like more viewers and everything watching this, they'll probably like throw questions like, "What about this movie?"
Yeah,
and,
and that's I'm going to love when that happens. So going down the list, we talked about Pinocchio in our first cinematic memories. Next, and I'm sure this is one that you like, Fluff, I'm willing to bet I had on the list, was Fight Club.
I can't talk about that. It's in the list.
Can't talk about Fight Club.
Can't talk about Fight Club.
Okay, Fight Club is actually something I could talk about a little bit, because it's one of those movies where everyone misses the fucking point.
Yes, thank God somebody else said it.
So,
have you ever actually been like talked to about that movie with somebody, and they actually wondered why you're not supposed to talk about Fight Club? Like, that's like the biggest fucking obvious thing ever.
It's almost like the terrorists or something.
Why shouldn't you talk about Fight Club twice? Because you're supposed to talk about Fight Club, you dip.
Well, isn't there this whole thing about that movie where it's all in his head?
Yeah, the movie doesn't go into this, but if you read the book, the last chapter of the book, the protagonist wakes up in a mental institution, and you're left wondering how much of the story was real leading up to him being put institutionalized, or was in his head the whole time.
Because I know there was like a whole thing that a lot of the characters were just himself projecting and something. He's like dealing with his own thing.
Yeah,
like that.
Him and Tyler Durden was always a projection of from his mind. But again, if you read the book, the last chapter, like he talks about like people showing up and they look like they've been in fights just because he's had violent outbursts. So you don't know if they were people that got institutionalized with him, or if he was violent, or like what it was. And there were some people in the hospital that like were siding with him. So he was still like something of like a cult leader, but it was like, it's like, when you're talking crazy people leading crazy people, it's the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you ever read it, Fluff?
Never read the book.
No.
Because I am illiterate.
But there's another. That's why I use subtitles. But there's another topic that we can get, book to movie adaptations. For a future.
Things where you have to look at it both from the perspective of the old audience, which wants to see an adaptation of the book, or usually doesn't want to see an adaptation of the book, versus the new audience who has no experience with the book and wants to see this movie.
Yeah. Well, that's something we're dealing with now with all the comic book adaptations.
Oh, yeah. But they're mostly doing that okay.
Yeah, but I mean, look at how many...
We don't talk about DC, but...
No. But, I mean, look at how many times we've had to, like, explain to people that Wolverine and Captain America were in the same platoon.
Right, yeah. There was that.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't Captain America part of the squad that liberated the camp that Magneto was in?
Yeah, to my memory, there was a mini-series, or there was, like, an offshoot or something that happened where Captain America and Wolverine liberated the concentration camp that Magneto was in.
Yeah.
To my memory, that is a canon story.
Yeah.
That is the most American and also Canadian thing I heard.
Right?
But, it just shows how interwoven the Marvel Universe is.
Yeah, and, DC trying to catch up, but...
Yeah, but then, the other people that, don't know that Peter Parker went to Xavier School for the Gifted.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think who was the... There was a teacher for it then that was a mutant. When he was younger.
Yeah. But he went there to learn how to hone the Spidey sense. That was like the specific thing.
Yeah. He learned how to do that. So. There but we kind of
we're getting off track.
We got off of Fight Club there. But
we're not talking about it. They win.
What was your next one?
We're moving off of Fight Club.
Well, I mean, we kind of ended that.
I guess, yeah.
And then started going off of Marvel and comic.
Yeah. The next movie on the list was Blazing Saddles, getting into Mel Brooks territory.
Okay, you're more knowledgeable of that than I am.
To me, it is probably my favorite comedy, period. It's a marvel of a movie. The fact that it's untouchable today, too. No one in their right mind would try to remake that movie. Because
we got some crazy people.
Maybe, but it was like South Park before South Park. They made fun of everybody, but they did it in such a hard way that it's untouchable now.
Yeah.
Because they use the N-word, they crack Jew jokes, they crack Asian jokes. Nobody is safe in this movie. So
yeah, they really. I'm trying to remember what I remember from last time I saw it because it's been forever. But I know there was a joke that we watched in A&V Howard, like, a black sheriff?
Right.
And they're like, Blazing Saddles,
that's all right, so I talked about this in the video too. We went to college with somebody. Not going to name names, but this person was convinced that the best Mel Brooks movie was Robin Hood Men in Tights. To which I argued strongly that they were very wrong. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong.
They're also roaming around the forest looking for fights.
That Blazing Saddles was a superior movie because Robin Hood Men in Tights makes that joke. You made a black sheriff? And why not? It worked in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
When you have to reference your own movie to make a joke, the original movie is better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, look at everybody that was involved in it. You had Richard Pryor writing jokes. Yeah, Gene Wilder playing one of the main characters. Mel Brooks has 2 different characters in it. Dom DeLuise has a cameo in it.
You know what else is great? Airplane.
Airplane's amazing.
Yeah. I love Airplane.
That's in the same vein. That's like a movie that's untouchable now. It's just rapid fire joke after joke. If one missed, it didn't matter because it's like you didn't have time to care about it. You're laughing at the next one already.
It's okay. I speak jive.
All right, so you know what's really funny about that scene? You know who that woman was?
No.
She was the mom on Leave It to Beaver.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that puts a whole new context on it now.
That makes it...
So she was the mom from Leave It to Beaver.
I'm pretty sure that's who she was. I'm like 80-85% sure that's who that actress was.
She made the I Speak Jive joke
She
on
makes
Airplane.
the I Speak Jive joke.
What was another joke from that movie that?
Oh God, there are tons.
There's so many of them. It's like
we've got a magnet on our fridge that's a clip from it. It's led to my drinking problem.
Mel Brooks in general is one of the most quotable writers and concept people in Hollywood.
Airplane's not Mel Brooks. No.
No.
It's just funny on its own. But yeah, Mel Brooks.
My entire life is a lie.
Well, no, because the great thing about Airplane was that most of the cast, the actors were famous for playing serious roles up until that moment.
Yeah.
What's his name? Leslie Nielsen. Up until Airplane, Leslie Nielsen was known for playing serious roles.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of whole comedies.
And then he was comedy all after that. And it's hard to imagine him doing anything else.
Yeah.
Didn't Jim Carrey do the opposite once where he's usually a comedian and he did one really serious role that got him a lot of praise?
I think the first serious role that he did, you can argue The Truman Show was a serious role.
It was still comedy, though.
It was still kind of comedy.
Was it 23?
No. Before that was Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Right. Okay.
And that movie got a lot of praise.
Yeah.
That was a really good. It was a deep movie.
I actually have not seen that yet.
It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But 23, we've got a history with that movie. That's
yeah. That's when we started messing with everybody with the whole 23 chaos math and all.
Yeah, well, it was weird because after we saw it, we kept noticing it everywhere.
Oh yeah,
just the stretch of road between the dorm to the local Rite Aid. We kept noticing it in street addresses and things like that. It was getting weird how much we were noticing the number 23.
It's oh no, it's everywhere. But what was another one that there was another. Well, Me, Myself, and Irene wasn't really serious.
Oh, I love Me, Myself, and Irene. That movie's hilarious.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Yeah. You're going to go from Me, Myself, and Irene to The Big Lebowski?
Yes.
Segways, do you ride them?
I'm just thinking of different.
Okay, Paul Blart on a Segway now.
All right, listen. Okay, move to the next.
Move to the next movie.
Can we doing this?
All right. Well, no. I want to finish off. I'll say some other things about Blazing Saddles. And if any of you are curious, watching, you have anything to say, write in the comments about movies you like, or if you've seen any of these, if you're curious about them, let us know.
That is what Filmosophy's for.
Yeah. So Blazing Saddles. You remember I showed it to a couple of our friends. I kept showing it to everybody that hadn't seen it in school, and we were showing it in our friend Chris's dorm, and we had 2 of our black friends with us. I think we had it was Hashim and Devante was with us.
Yeah.
They had never seen it, and this movie uses the N-word heavily. But I mean, it's all part of like the context and the theme of the movie, and it's part of the joke. And when you see it, you understand.
Yeah.
So it drops the first N-word within like less than the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like we're talking like the first 2 minutes of the movie. So they both turn and look at me and they're like, "Lou, what are we watching?" Like, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. So the first N-word drops, and then the main actor is an actor named Cleavon Little. He starts singing "I Get No Kick from Champagne," which is I think Sinatra song.
Yeah.
And I've never heard two people laugh harder in my life. And they were just sold on the movie from there on out.
Yeah,
this
I do
movie
remember that. I remember
is
that
hilarious. And then we had one other time we were at Lock-In, and you remember Mook?
Yeah, I remember Mook.
Yeah, he was
I don't.
he was a good guy. But he was kind of intense, and he was raised in I don't want to say it was the Nation of Islam, but he was a black Muslim.
Yeah.
And he was very proud of that. Which is, that's cool. But, like, so we're sitting together in the student lounge, and I'm watching Blazing Saddles, and Cleavon Little walks out, and there's a scene where he walks up to this old woman in this town that he's the sheriff of, and he's, "Good morning, ma'am. Isn't it a lovely morning?" And she's like, "Up yours, N-word."
Oh, yeah, he says...
And Mook is sitting with me, and he's like, "Whoa, what the hell are we watching?" I'm like, just trust me, just give me a minute. It's a funny movie. And he sat with me for a while, and he was, again, I've never heard anyone laugh. If you can find a black guy that's never seen Blazing Saddles
and have them watch it.
Just have them watch, because it's funnier than the movie itself. It's amazing.
Oh my!
So then, all right. So moving forward,
this is a documentary, isn't it?
This film is not yet rated. The next movie on the list.
We watched this not too long ago, actually.
We watched. You were visiting. You hadn't moved in yet. But
yeah, and we watched it on, I think it was like Netflix or something like that.
No, I own a copy.
Oh yeah, you own a copy.
I own a copy. So yeah, probably one you haven't heard of. With this film is not yet rated. You familiar with that?
I'm going to Google it real quick.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, it's a documentary. It's about the censorship and rating system.
It's about the MPAA and the rating system and the brutal censorship that the MPAA does. If you ever get a chance, if you're curious, you should look this up. It's important because
I've seen like advertisements for this 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a fairly old documentary at this point,
yeah.
But it's still relevant because the climate hasn't changed too much. So what it's talking about, for those of you that may not know, the rating system works this way. Our current rating system. It was developed by a man named Jack Valenti, who was the original head and founder of the MPAA initially.
Yeah.
Rated G. We all know rated G. General admission. Anyone can see it. Doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. You're allowed to see it.
Yeah.
PG. Parental guidance, meaning that it might get a little bit raunchy. They might say ass. Heaven forbid. Parents have to be dragged out to see it with their kids. PG-13, which, if my memory serves correctly, the first PG-13 movie was an Indiana Jones movie. I don't remember. I think it was.
So?
I think it was Temple of Doom.
Maybe.
I think I'll need to double check that, but I'm like 90% sure
I can find
that's
out.
accurate. But PG-13, obviously, no admittance under 13 years old without parental parent or guardian. Then you have rated R.
What movie it was that prompted that? There was a movie where it just skirted the line.
It was Red Dawn. Red Dawn was the first PG-13 movie.
Okay, then maybe it was. I think it was because of Indiana Jones. They were like, we need to.
Oh no! You're right. Red Dawn popped up, but yeah, you're right. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom created the PG-13 rating.
Yes,
you're right.
Got my trivia. I keep that. It's all tucked away up there. But yeah, so PG-13, and then what?
Hey, Moose Cub, welcome to the stream. Who the hell is Rorschach's guy, and why did he paint so many pictures of my parents fighting? Welcome to the stream, Moose Cub.
Welcome, yes. Thank you. Moose Cup, actually, just because you brought up Rorschach test, they say that every Rorschach test has some kind of sexual imagery in each one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Rorschach.
So, but then anyway, back to the movie. So, rated R movies, restricted. No one's 17, younger than 17 without parental guardian. Oh, this looks like a brawl to me. And then the one that most people don't talk about, NC-17, which is no admittance, even with parent or guardian. You have to be considered a legal adult in order to get in to see an NC-17 movie. And that's what this documentary is talking about. It's the separation between R and NC-17 specifically, because the MPAA is ultimately a fascist organization that has a strong anti-LGBTQ stance and limits release of pro-LGBTQ cinema and only puts them out under NC-17 rating.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Or Netflix.
Yeah.
But, welcome, Moose Cup. This is Filmosophy.
Yeah, we're talking movies. Moose Cup, let us know what movies you like. If you've heard of the documentary "This Film Is Not Yet Rated," which is what we're currently talking about. If you haven't, I strongly suggest you look it up because it's a really good, important watch, I think.
Yeah, it's very interesting how they talk about the rating system and how they talk about how ridiculous some of the censorship was.
Yeah.
And it was different releases. Is it on Netflix? It might have been. I'm not sure.
It was,
it's still
I think,
there.
once upon a time. But no, it's not currently. But it's definitely worth looking into.
You can definitely find I know for a fact you can probably find it on YouTube.
Probably, yeah.
You could probably. It's old enough that YouTube would probably not be copyright heavy on it.
Probably not. Plus, the director that made the documentary, he was really into making sure that people saw it, so it probably might be free on YouTube to watch just because he wanted it out there.
Fortunately, because of a quick Google search, it is NC-17.
The documentary?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Because that's part of the interesting thing. Found it. Nice.
1 hour 17 minutes.
Yep. Yeah. That was part of the interesting thing about the documentary. He actually he included in the documentary his submission of his documentary to the MPAA. So he made this movie about ousting the MPAA and sent it to the MPAA.
Yeah. They show that in it, don't they?
They do, yeah.
They talk about it and how he got it through. That's crazy. So yeah, it is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you, Moose Cup, for.
Thank you. Yes, that's
heads up at that.
Good to know. It's just watch it for yourselves, and after you've seen it, go to the YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and comment about watching it, and let us know what you think and how you feel after you've seen it, because it might just change the way you look at movies in general. So the MPAA rates gay movies NC-17. Yes.
Yeah. Nice sword collection.
Thank you.
TB Holiday, welcome to the stream, and thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
My swords are still not up. Those are all wolves.
And while we're talking movies, you might recognize the big curved one up there. That's the kind of sword that they had in the Chronicles of Riddick, the Necromongers.
Oh yeah, the Necromonger sword.
Yeah. And then the big, you can't see the whole thing, but you can see it. The two right next to each other. One is the Sword of Gryffindor, and then next to that is Ichigo's long katana from Bleach.
His Zanbakuto.
Zanbakuto, yeah.
There's name escaping me at the moment. What it's actually called? There's a name of his sword, and I'm blanking on it.
I'm blanking on it. Yeah. But yes, thank you for appreciating the swords. And yes, so back to it. We were
Valerian steel sword.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yes, the Tetsaiga. I would love to have a transforming sword. That would be awesome. I have a Hanwei Renchi. Cool.
Oh wow! Okay.
You could order them. I will have to look into that.
Ooh, definitely.
Yeah, because I don't spend my money willy-nilly enough. But yeah, so the MPAA, we were saying, yes, they do have a tendency to rate LGBTQ pro movies, NC-17, and it's really
That pink life yoga.
It is unfortunate the way the MPAA works sometimes. You see that movie, it will change the way you look at the rating system. So the last movie on the list that we were going down, I'll reiterate the list. We were talking about my movies, my top 5 favorite movies. I did a video on our YouTube channel. You can go and see. My earliest cinematic memory was Pinocchio. What's the topic? We're talking movies. This is Monday night. Filmosophy Monday. We're talking about movies, movie theory, and film concepts, story concepts, all those wonderful things. So my earliest cinematic memory was Disney's Pinocchio. Then we talked about Fight Club because we're just rebels like that, breaking the rules.
Fight.
Then we talked about Blazing Saddles, what I believe to be one of the funniest movies ever and one of Mel Brooks' best. Then you joined us for This Film Is Not Yet Rated. It is thanks to Moose Cup. Mine was Bambi. Yeah, so was Ellie's.
So was mine.
I said so many people were going to have Bambi as their first one.
It was like Bambi and Aladdin were like the first two.
Thank you, Moose Cup, for letting us know that This Film Is Not Yet Rated is on YouTube. I strongly suggest all of you see it. And once this stream is uploaded to YouTube, come back and comment on it and let us know what you think about that documentary. And then the last movie on the list is one that I'm sure none of you have heard of unless you are a Fox and the Hound, Dumbo. Great movies. Fox and the Hound made me cry so many times when I was younger. And
Dumbo scared the crap out of me.
Speaking about Dumbo, I don't know about the rest of you. I'm 47. Dumbo, I don't know about the rest of you, but this live action adaptation coming out, I can't wait to see how Tim Burton's going to handle Pink Elephants on Parade.
Oh, right. The Pink Elephants on Parade. That's
Pink Elephants on Parade is nightmare fuel in animation, let alone what Tim Burton is going to do with it.
See.
So, for those of you that might not know or might not remember, Pink Elephants on Parade is what happens when Dumbo drinks booze and just starts tripping out. What?
Moose was Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Oh, wow.
I totally forgot about that. Actually, come to think of it, I think that might have been my movie.
What were you saying, Fluff?
I remember Ricky Tikki Tavi and The White Seal, the old Chuck Jones nature documentary.
Yeah.
Where it's sure, they kind of fudge a little bit of it, but most of it is based on fact.
Yeah, Ricky the mongoose. Good. I think Ricky Tikki Tavi, because my grandmother also had a VHS of that, and I think that might have been my first before Bambi.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm 29, so
27.
So
believe it or not,
we're in the very tip of all that. But wow, yeah, I totally forgot about Ricky Tikki Tavi until it was mentioned.
And we also were one of the other things we talked about, and we're curious to see what you say in the comment section. The first DVD that you remember getting.
Jumbo hugging on a Dumbo.
Trunk always had me tearing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite movie growing up. I'm pretty sure it was.
Veiled Critique of English Imperialism. Yeah. Because it was a side story of Jungle Book.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a side story of Jungle Book, and that it was during the neo-colonial neo-colonizing of India from England and all that.
Yeah. So we had the we're talking about all these older movies that we saw on VHS, and we were questioning what was your first DVD that you remember getting. And I said that mine was The Goonies. We bought the DVD before we even have a DVD player in the house.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, The Goonies was the first DVD I remember my family owning.
And Fluff's was you said Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 3.
And how do you feel about Jurassic Park 3, Fluff?
As a dinosaur nerd, there are parts of it that still irk me, but that's mostly because there was that little period in the late 90s and early 2000s when people started discovering that there were bigger carnivores than T-Rex.
Yeah.
So immediately, rather than look at the scientific data of, okay, what could these animals do? It's it's bigger. Therefore, we need to have it kill T-Rex on screen because it's edgy.
The animated Transformers? Holiday? I don't remember first DVD.
VHS movie was Transformers the movie.
If they had VHS,
And told me to leave.
That's awesome.
So Moose Cup says, I don't remember my first DVD, but when I went to Walmart the other day, I asked if they had Avatar and VHS, and they told me to leave.
That's awesome.
Before the comet arrived.
And then the Transformers, the death of Optimus Prime.
Oh, why'd you have to remind me of that?
Yes.
No.
Yes, before Michael Bay killed him, there was a tragic death in animation.
Fuck.
Yes.
Well, we still have one more movie to get.
So I was saying the one that some of you may have never heard of unless you're a big movie nerd like me. The great Terry Gilliam, former Monty Python, made so many wonderful movies, and one of my favorites, the actual last movie that Heath Ledger was in.
Yeah.
Not The Dark Knight, but the real last movie he did was called The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. I shot out the Ultra Magnus when I BB.
The way Optimus.
I know that not because I've seen the movie, but because Nightwish has an album named after it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's actually Nightwish also made a movie called Imaginarium.
Oh, really?
I
didn't know that.
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus is. Thank you for the follow, Moose Cup.
Yeah, thank you. Yay. Shut him up in the movie.
Yeah. But it was like a delve into like the psyche and like all different.
It's a weird movie to try to explain. Like I'll do my best, but I really kind of just have to explain like the overall premise. It's the cast is amazing. Vern Troyer is in it, so mini-me. For those of you,
yeah, Vern Troyer.
It was Heath Ledger's last movie, God rest. Johnny Depp is in it. Jude Law, Colin Firth. What's his name? He plays.
And thank you for the follow, Holiday.
Andrew Garfield. I think he's in it also.
Andrew. There's him. Andrew. I think Andrew Garfield's in it.
Yeah. I forgot Vern Troyer passed. Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Mini-me. So he's in it too. He's great in this movie. It's a small part, but it's.
You already mentioned Depp, right?
Johnny Depp. Yeah.
Depp's in it. Depp.
Christopher Plummer, Tom Waits. The idea is that Christopher Plummer's character is a man named Dr. Parnassus. He made a deal with the devil to be immortal in exchange for his daughter on her 16th birthday.
Yeah. And
so the rest of the movie, the majority of the movie is Dr. Parnassus trying to find a way to beat the devil in another deal, to make a bet with the devil to try and save his daughter.
Yeah. And
the way that they compete with each other in their bets is Dr. Parnassus has this portal that leads into your own imagination. So through his help, you can enter into this world of your own mind. And it's just these really deep, wild concepts and amazing visuals.
And a lot of the reason why they had so many like good actors in it is because when Ledger travels to each like world in his mind, he becomes another one of the actors that like represents.
So the idea is that when you're in there are two rules I have. Number one,
no tag teams with bird relatives, and don't fuck with the devil.
That's fair. I'll give you that, especially when Tom Waits is the devil. Again, if you see this movie, you'll understand.
Oh yeah, Tom Waits was
great casting for that. So the idea is when you enter the Imaginarium, you are your true self. You're you. So Heath Ledger's character is literally considered two-faced. So when he enters the Imaginarium, he becomes a different person every time. Yeah. Because he's that much of a shady person. And I never realized how much Johnny Depp and Heath Ledger could look alike until this movie.
Oh yeah, because like when he turned into Johnny Depp, he like
you almost didn't realize until you heard the voice.
Until I heard the voice, and there was that scene where they're climbing. They're like climbing up
That was Jude Law.
That was Jude Law?
Yeah.
Oh well, there you go. Another one. there was a few of those things where I saw them.
Couldn't look like
It's
anyone. That
pretty
dude's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're a Johnny Depp fan or a Heath Ledger fan or any of these actors, the Imaginarium is one that you really have to look into. You'll have to sit through it like 2 or 3 times before you really get it. Like I said, it's
Yeah.
a wild movie, and even to this day, I've seen it over a dozen times, and I still don't get everything about it. But it's just so much fun, and it's so thought provoking. Like I said, like one of the points of the movie is that Dr. Parnassus is supposed to be immortal. But he still ages. He still gets older.
There we go.
But for some reason, Vern Troyer's character is also immortal, and he doesn't age, and the movie doesn't really explain that.
Yeah.
But there are just so many other great things about it, and it's so much fun. So those are my top 5 favorite movies. All right. Wifey walking through the screen.
Heading to work.
Unfortunately, wish me luck. Pray I don't kill anybody.
Have a good night.
Have fun storming the castle.
Have fun.
Oh no, the castle's
The
already
princess.
stormed. I'm just the cleanup crew.
Did you also ever see Super with Rainn Wilson, Kevin Bacon in them? Super.
Super.
It sounds familiar.
It's just called Super?
It's on Netflix. I know it's on Netflix because I've
Wow,
seen
the
it
lag
before.
is amazing.
No, it's a delay.
There's a video
It's
delay, yes.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't.
always.
Okay.
It's
See you two
Super
dorks.
2010.
I'll have to look into
Definitely
that.
have to look into that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for suggesting a movie.
Movie suggestions always welcome.
Yes, please. I can never see enough movies.
Well, it's called Super, but it came out in 2010. Yeah, it is on
Right.
Netflix. It is on Netflix.
You sure? Okay, we'll have to. I will
is
watch
it-
that right away.
Is it that kind of like weird, like knockoff of Kick-Ass? Cause like the way, like especially with the cover,
Now that you're saying that, that sounds familiar.
cause like I remember seeing the front cover of Super and the guy, the way he's dressed, he kind of looked like a knockoff Kick-Ass. Yeah, something like that. Never. Saw
Okay,
Kick-Ass.
I can picture
Yeah.
that cover now.
Yeah.
All right, no, I don't think I
It's-
ever
it is
saw
on
it
Netflix. It is on Netflix.
though.
We'll have
Okay,
to check
yeah,
it.
I don't think I ever saw it, but yeah.
Well, we have a movie at least I have a movie
Oh, yes,
suggestion.
please.
Who here, if you ever seen V for Vendetta, or Game of Thrones for that matter, we just kind of stumbled upon.
Oh yeah,
We haven't watched it yet,
No.
but there's a movie with
It's a
Jon
mini-
Snow.
it's a mini-series,
Yeah, it's a
I-
mini series about Jon Snow. About what's the guy's name again?
Guy Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes, which the V for Vendetta is called Gunpowder.
Well, activate every character from the familiar actor. Yeah, all right, yeah.
So we had to get into that and like do a whole review thing for
Yeah,
that
we-
at some point.
Yeah, I do. If you go to the YouTube channel for Unlockable content, you'll see I do regular movie reviews. Yeah, every time I go to the theater, I do a movie review.
Yeah,
so.
and since you brought that up, whoever's on PC, if you scroll below the video, you'll see where it says YouTube. You just click that button, that little icon that says YouTube with the chest on it. That will take you to our YouTube channel, and then you can, Assassination on King James.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found it at Walmart, wasn't it?
Walmart of all places. I happened to notice the picture of Jon Snow on the cover, and first I thought it was like some kind of like magic thing because it looks like he's pyromancing.
Yeah.
But then I picked it up and started reading it. I was like, okay, this cast is amazing, and it's about Guy Fawkes. How did we not hear about this?
Yeah, because there's other Kit Harington. There's Kit Harington, Mark Gatiss, and a few other Peter Mullen.
Yeah, it was a BBC miniseries. So
Yeah.
I mean, it like if you look it up, it says it's like 3 hours long, but that's because it's 3 1-hour episodes. So.
Oh yeah, it's because it was a TV miniseries. But yeah, you guys can find our YouTube link. You can find some of our old stuff. This is going to be going on YouTube as soon as we're done with it. So if you missed any topics that we've talked about previously before you popped into the chat or anything, you can go back there and see what we talked about.
Yeah, you can join and then comment also.
Guido Fox. Guy, his nickname.
Yeah. Thank you. A little bit of historical information there. Love to learn.
Did you feel like you were watching Jon Snow play another character? I feel like he's always been Jon Snow.
We still have to watch it, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean though. There are some people that typecasting is a problem that and that's really only a problem in America.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that doesn't, as far as I know, that doesn't really happen in other countries.
No, but if you want to speak of casting, and actors that don't age,
Hmm.
me and you recently watched
Movies don't really happen in other
In other
countries,
countries,
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
me and you just watched Merlin.
Merlin, yeah, the Sam Neill again. It was a miniseries. It was like 2, like hour and a half long episodes. So Merlin was Sam Neill, and woof, that ties in for you nicely. It almost feels like we're playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon now, just connecting actors
You're
to
right,
things. Sam Neill, played Alan in
Alan.
Alan.
Merlin.
No, he in Jurassic Park.
Oh, Alan. Yeah, duh.
Dr. Alan Grant.
Dr. Alan Grant. Yeah,
His dad looks nice.
a Catholic sympathizer.
James,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, blow up Parliament. Yeah, sure. And the House of
House of Parliament.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
But yeah.
Merlin. Sam Neill played Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park 1 and 3, and then he also played Merlin in this miniseries. And it's probably one of the best representations of the lore you're ever going to see in your life.
But what we were talking about, like, these actors don't age.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Sam Neill still looks like kind of like
he's barely aged.
Yeah, he still looks like that.
You can see him now in he was in the Tudors, that series that ran, and he was also in Peaky Blinders. It's like you can still recognize him, but without question, that voice is distinct and his face barely changed.
But one of the two of the actors that we found on there that we found out where they played was what's her name from Harry Potter?
Helena Bonham Carter, who is also in Fight Club.
Yeah.
Everything's tying together.
She played in this, and when did it come out, that series?
What, Merlin?
Merlin.
Merlin came out in like 97 or 98.
97, and she still looks the same as she did. Yeah,
right.
She still looks the same as she did when she was playing Lestrange, and then we found out that.
I want to make sure I get the holidays comment.
Oh
question.
We'll definitely get to that. And what's her name? The Queen.
And she plays Lannister, though.
She plays Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones, and she looks exactly the same as she does in Game of Thrones.
Isn't she related to the drummer?
Helena
Bonham Carter? I'm not sure about that.
That's something we'll have to find out.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Right.
But yeah, about The Last Jedi, I do believe I did a review of that on Unlockable Content. Lena Headey,
that's
she's
her
babe. Yeah, she is very attractive. The Last Jedi, I think if I remember correctly, my movie review for that, I gave it like an 8 out of 10. I didn't think it was bad. I liked how they tried to approach it with some comedy, but there were aspects of it that bothered me, like the whole thing with, again, God rest to Princess Leia, but like the way that they just kind of had her instantly like a Force user like that was like, they instilled this idea in Star Wars that there were some people that were just so naturally gifted with the Force that it was like they almost could do beyond like Force pulls and things like that. They were just like in tune.
In the extended universe, there were like a few that could do that. Like Starkiller.
Starkiller was actually an example I was going to bring up because it uses the example of an abnormally powerful Force user and uses it for something that's actually fun, being a video game.
Yeah.
Rather than watching a Mary Sue go through and just beat everything.
Yeah, but he did have to like kind of tap into it and learn before he could.
Because there was an arc, there was like a challenge curve to the game.
Everything,
so
but his.
Learned, and eventually did crazy shit like pulling a Star Destroyer from orbit and slamming it into a planet.
Killing Snoke.
Yeah, killing Snoke too didn't make sense. Yeah, that was. It felt weird that he was able to trick. That he was able to trick Snoke.
Yeah.
Who could sense his intentions into like killing him. That was I agree.
He was predicting the movements as they were happening, but didn't realize it was happening to himself. But I love how people try to create conspiracy theories for Star Wars. Like, I love the people that made like the Jar Jar theory that he's the Sith Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was thinking about something. Google Helena isn't related to Led Zeppelin.
Aw.
That's okay. Helena Bonham Carter is still. You want to talk about somebody that's a babe?
Yeah, she's hot.
She is.
She is
so
attractive.
hot. But
I'd still hit it.
yes.
But
talking about like bizarre theories. The thought hit me the other day because I was talking about Star Wars with one of my coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
That Snoke was cut in half, and so was Darth Maul.
Oh yeah, that is right. Yeah, except for Darth Maul survived.
Yeah, but he survived, and then Snoke.
So you think Snoke's gonna come back?
I'm saying no. I'm just saying that maybe there's a connection. Irony.
Yeah, irony. But the issues I have with like, I really like the extended universe and all the like comics and books and all that stuff and everything, and the whole decanonizing the lore, but they still want to like pull parts of it to use in the movies, like Han Solo's death was from the extended universe.
Yeah.
Ben and all the kids, they're all kind of from the extended universe. I kind of, but as a fan, I still watch the movies because I still like them as like.
Yeah, you love these characters. You love where
I do agree.
You want to see where it's going.
I do agree with Mark Hamill though that that wasn't his Luke.
Yeah. Like
from the old movies, that wasn't like his kind of attitude. This like old geezer who's kind of like done with everything. And,
yeah.
In terms of just nitpicks of the movie itself, the fight scene, the last fight scene is as nice. It was cool as it was, but if you do slow down the frames when all those like the Red Imperial Knights are fighting Rey and Ben.
Yeah, there are so many issues with that fight.
There's like so many like weird. He's like there's people swinging at nothing. Yeah. There's people kicking and missing.
Didn't somebody get hit, somebody threw a punch one way and they turned the other way?
Yeah,
at one
there
point?
was like a few different things.
So yeah, there were
a couple of moments.
There were definitely things wrong with that movie, but on the whole, it wasn't that bad. And the people that were getting pissy over it really, I think, were going a little too far.
I am hoping that like once as they continue the whole thing, that they're gonna have Rey work more for her Jedi ship.
Well, one of the things that I love that is I heard was supposed to be canon and like talked about more in the upcoming movies was Grey Jedi,
which I really do hope that they. There's a few things I know, again, that's going into some of the extended universe of it. And, like, Grey Jedi, I think, would be a cool, like, the whole... And I think that's... Rey is supposed to be the start of that, because she's kind of in the middle of both dark and light.
Yeah, but, I mean, we already had... now, from what I understand, Luke didn't make Grey Jedi. He never found that balance, which...
It was, in the older movies, he did. In the older,
I always thought he did.
Yeah, he had that balance, and you could see where he struggled.
Because from what I understand, or at least I had heard somebody try to explain to me at one point, was that only Grey Jedi could master the ability to commune with those that passed on. That was like a gift special to the Grey Jedi. That's why Yoda knew how to do it. He taught Obi-Wan how to do it.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon apparently was able to do it too. Qui-Gon was supposed to be a Grey Jedi.
Well, Qui-Gon was actually, like, canonically, they listed him as a Grey Jedi.
So, yeah, and so Luke, by extension of that, also was supposed to be a Grey Jedi, from what I understand.
Well, if you want to go into, like film details, they actually, like, the changing of his robes, like, he had the white robes at the start, then he had the black robes, and then in Cloud City, when he had to fight his father, he had... the black robes over like white, and when he lost his hand, and it was like that whole showing of like his different struggle with both sides of it. But yeah, in future movies, I do hope that they tap into the whole Grey Jedi. I hope they tap into like some of the farther wars.
Oh, yes, Ben Solo
is Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren is the last two letters of his name. Oh, yeah,
what?
Solo. Kylo.
Ren Ben. Oh,
Ren Ben. Yeah, Kylo
that's
Ren.
cool.
Huh.
Which one-
That might have been. That might have been.
Why
ooh,
should-
20
one day closer
close
to health insurance? And only 2 days
oh yeah,
from
it's
retirement.
20 seconds, isn't it? Oh wow. But yeah, I hope they go into the Yu Sang Vong wars too, because that was like a threat to both the Sith and the Jedi, and they had to. It was like they're immune to Force powers and stuff.
And they're also talking about like all the not the solo movies, but the one-offs, the specific stories that are outside of the primary canon, like like Rogue One was. I must see.
Yes, I noticed that.
No, that's a cool thing to notice. I never picked that up before.
Little tidbits.
Yeah, but rumor had it that they were supposed to do the Yoda movie.
That'd be an interesting.
I would love for that to be a thing.
I haven't seen Solo yet, still,
No,
and I know
I haven't
people
seen
have.
Solo, and I heard nothing but bad things about it. Which I
It's on
anticipated.
Netflix right now. It's on Netflix right now, and I know a lot of people were like ragging about it.
Yeah.
I do want to see Obi-Wan's story because I am actually.
Wasn't that the first the first 3 episodes though? I mean, really, we don't need a Obi-Wan specific movie.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because we got all of that in the first 3 episodes.
What do you mean? How did we get it all in the first 3 episodes?
Those movies were just as much about Obi-Wan's growth as they were about him discovering Anakin.
True, but this is the beginning of his.
The only thing interesting about Solo is Darth Maul. Yeah. I'm going to say something that will probably destroy.
Oh yeah, Darth Maul popped up again,
but
right?
it's eating at me. I feel the need to confess I have never seen a single Star Wars. That is okay. No, because you've got the interesting choice of, do you follow the original release or do you follow the episode order?
Oh yeah, because they started from episode.
It goes 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Then there's the what they call the machete order, which is 1, 2, which is 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
I plan on watching them. There's more and more now. And
Take this whole weekend.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, that's what they do on like TNT all the time. They just do like Star Wars marathons.
It's crazy, but yeah, back to that though.
Obi-Wan.
Like, I want to see it because it's about his struggle with like. It's not just it's his struggle with like how things went in the previous movies. Like he's like, he's talking to himself and he's speaking to Qui-Gon like, was this the right idea? Where did we go wrong? Yeah. Why did Anakin be the failure? His whole exile.
All right, like if you're going to talk about specifically that time, like the space between episode 3 and episode 4, like I guess that could be interesting, but it feels unnecessary to me.
It's something.
There are certain things that you don't need spoon fed to you.
True.
And I mean, there were people that were like pushing to just get like a Qui-Gon movie. I'm like, again, you don't need that.
He had a pretty good established history.
Plus,
even though it was kind of like hinted at and not really.
Yeah, but like you just like imagine like how they're going to approach Liam Neeson with that. It's like he's going to like force call Obi-Wan. He's like, Obi-Wan, they're coming to get you. Why am I doing that voice?
Obi-Wan, they're coming to get you.
They're coming to get. And then he's going to talk to the through a hollow communicator to the people that kidnapped Obi-Wan. He's like, the Force has given me a specific set of skills. I will find you,
and I will kill you. Welcome to the chat, Jonathan.
Hey,
Jonathan J. Slosser. Okay,
Hey.
If you watch Solo, don't go into it as if you're about to watch Star
Milking
Wars.
sea cows too disturbing.
Oh yeah, that was that scene.
The milking.
Yeah.
And finally, puts the answer to yes. Han shot first. Of course, Han shot first. We all know Han shot first.
Han did shoot first.
Yes. Lucas needs to stop touching his own stories.
But let's see. Do we anything else that we were gonna cover?
Well, those were I covered the movies that I did on my own video. There's, I mean, this is the great thing about Filmosophy. We can go on and on talking about movies forever.
Yeah.
It's so many different things that we can talk about, so many different avenues to explore. We're talking about Star Wars now, but then we could easily flip that around into Star Trek. And it's like, then
Star Trek and
all right. So here's something I'll go into, and we can ramble on forever. Try not to make this too long. How long have we been going at it anyway?
Now the last, according to Wisebot, our last pop in was an hour 2 minutes.
Okay. Fluff, you good?
I think we lost.
Oh no.
My mic was turned off the entire time. Saying a lot.
Hollywood isn't consistent. No. And there's more problems with Hollywood as soon as you watch this film is not yet rated. Keep pushing that.
Yeah.
I will always push that documentary on people.
Never got out because I accidentally muted the mic.
Oh
no.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fluff. But
I was like, why is no one listening to me? Then it turns out I'm just a dumbass. I was like, wait, no, this makes sense. More sense.
So something that I just
Obviously they betrayed me. They left me for dead on the street.
something that I just
The only logical explanation.
God damn it.
So something that I just heard on the news the other day, they were talking about Us, that just got the new Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Which I still have to see. Delay and lag are terrible since you don't have transcoding drops until you are consistent viewers. What?
Delay and lag are terrible since you don't have transcoding. Should drop
You're
to
terrible.
concurrent viewers. Oh. 720p 30.
All right, thank you for the tip on that.
Yeah, I'm still fiddling around with OBS with this camera. This camera's not the best either.
Yeah, we're working on updating our systems. So as dark as the camera is, 60 frame camera setting is really doing anything to improve the stream quality. No.
Right.
We should be getting a new camera fairly soon too.
Yeah,
so.
that's something we're gonna be working on.
We just got a new mic. We hope that everybody feels
Can
that
hear us.
we sound well.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Jordan. They were talking about Jordan Peele, and they said on on the news that he's a genius director because he's making horror stories with a point, with a message.
Yeah.
Like, every movie has a fucking message to it if you pay attention.
Was it 720?
It's like yeah, Jordan Peele does a great job, and he's talking about.
You keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can mess
talking
with some
about
of this
like
here.
race relations with his movies and things like that. Get Out was a phenomenal movie, but it's like going way back here to one of the best and earliest horror movies and the beginning of a whole genre onto itself. Night of the Living Dead. The original Night of the Living Dead was entirely about race relations if you paid attention to it. A lot of people just get caught up in looking at the zombies and they don't realize that, hey, there's this whole subplot going on right in front of our faces with the fact that it's a black guy leading and controlling this house against all these frantic and hysterical white people.
Oh yeah.
So.
Or about how Dawn of the Dead is mostly about anti-consumerism.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It was.
That's why it takes place in a mall.
Exactly.
There's also an excuse to have really cool lines like,
yeah.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
When it isn't laggy, it sounds fine.
Yeah. Blech.
Yeah. I wonder if the camera, because I know I had an issue with this before, where the camera mic, which I turned off.
Okay.
For some reason it wasn't picking up, but it was on, but that sometimes interferes with the mic. Anyway.
But yeah, just you gotta just pay attention to the movie. There's always more to be said about it. I mean, sometimes a crappy horror movie is just a crappy horror movie, and it's not doing anything more than just trying to get a scare out of you. But good stories, good storytelling comes with a purpose. I mean, even something as silly as the torture porn movies that are Saw. Their point is to talking about the appreciation of life.
Excuse me.
So there's they come with a message. They all come with yes, Jordan Peele is doing a great job. Don't overpraise the man. We made that mistake with Shyamalan when his movies first started coming out.
Oh God, yeah.
So
well, before we continue, I am gonna again, when you scroll down, you'll see information, everything. The schedule right now is blank, but I'm going to be putting that. Today is Monday. We're doing Filmosophy. Tuesday is gaming. Wednesday is something we do tangent talks, which is just us ranting about random things.
might be more like this, but
Yeah, it might be kind of like this.
It'll
too.
be a lot more freeform, less focused on just movies alone.
Yeah. Friday is our unusual Unlockable content stream with me and Wolf, with some guests and everything. Saturday,
always have the same plot. Nothing is very original as it used to be. We will get on that in just 1 second and just let Ellie finish going over the schedule.
Definitely. Saturday is you hear the guy talking, the disembodied voice in the background. Fuffkins, it's Fuff and Button Masher Mags. They're gonna be doing their streaming for their games and everything. And Sundays is something called Roleplay Rants, which is more writing and character development and stuff like that. I will be posting this.
I'm illiterate. I will say my opinion anyway.
And I'll be posting this in the schedule that's below the screen here when you scroll down. Also, again, if you scroll down, there is a section that says YouTube. You just click that icon on the logo there. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. This video will also be going up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we hope that after this video does go up to YouTube, you'll go back and you'll watch some of these movies we talked about if you haven't seen them. And then comment down there and keep the conversation going, because we will talk about these movies all day long.
But yeah, because I know YouTube and Twitch are different. Follow us here, subscribe there.
Mm-hmm. And you'll never miss out on unlockable content.
Because subscribing here costs money, subscribing on YouTube does not.
Yes.
But follows here are free.
Yeah. Do all of it. Everything. All the support you can
and
give
everything.
us.
And I know a lot of people are iffy about bits, but something just popped into the chat right now. It's called Loots. If you click the little loots.com link, basically you just... it takes you to a website, you type in an email, do a confirmation, and that gives us free bits that you guys don't have. Because I know you can watch ads here to get free bits, but sometimes not everybody can do that. But it gives us a free tip because we get paid by the advertisers every time somebody clicks that link, basically.
Right. So Holiday said, it seems that nothing's original in Hollywood, and to an extent, I couldn't agree more. It's it's like a reversal of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's there's nothing broke about those original ideas, so let's just use them again because hey, they worked the first time.
Like what Disney's doing right now.
Yeah. I can appreciate somebody trying to put their own twist on something. Yeah, that's all well and fine, but there are so many fantastic ideas out there that we're like we said on Sundays we're going to talk about it role-play rants that we're story creation and character creation and things like that. We've written stories, so many different stories and concepts.
We've done.
I'm sure so many of you have too. It's so many things that could be done.
On the subject of every movie having the same plot, that's something we could bring in the role-play rants. Is people who do not play original characters when they play D&D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna make Aragorn. I'm gonna make Princess to Erden. I'm gonna make Link from Legend of Zelda.
Hey, can I make Doom Guy if he's a barbarian?
I'd rather get Doom Guide if he was a bard.
Hide behind the mound of dead bards.
Yeah, okay, so there's one. If you happen to be a D&D fan out there, look up The Gamer's Dorkness Rising. It's on YouTube. It's hilarious. And if you're a D&D fan, it's so funny.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it's and there's a great example of much like us supporting the independents, supporting the up and comers, supporting your local artist. The Dead Gentleman Zombie Orphis team making the Gamer series and their other
Oh
videos
yeah.
are so much fun. But yeah, it's Hollywood. There's so many things you can predict so much about the movies that come out. You have to take like movies with a grain of salt sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is amazing. Sometimes it's weird because we also like these unoriginal things. We like what's familiar. More often than not, when something's new and it's trying something different, we end up walking away from it not liking it that much because it seemed to
comfort zones basically.
Yeah, we're losing our comfort zone. Yeah, so you really have to slow down when you're analyzing a movie. And I know they're going to trying to remake everything from the 80s. Hollyweird has no original ideas.
Yeah.
Then they're as soon as they're finished with the 80s, they're going to move into our 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Start making all the what are they called? The
I mean, if you think about it, the 90s boom already happened because, like, just a couple years ago, it's like, oh, there's a new Mortal Kombat game coming out that people are upset about. There's a new Doom game that people are upset about. There's a new Jurassic Park movie that people like, but some people are also not liking.
Yeah.
Right. But
what year is it?
Yeah. The thing is that when you look at VHS and how long they lasted and celluloid, they need to remake movies every 30 years. Yeah, that's a fair point. Now with digital story, we don't need that. Yeah, we may, so we have with the 80s, it's like they're doing everything movie wise from the 80s, but television was where the 90s really had it. If you look back at the 90s, let's be honest, folks. If you look back at the 90s, as far as like movies, music, and television goes, it kind of sucked. The 90s weren't that great. I mean, television was good, and if they reboot the television, that works. A lot of the TV shows we grew up with, but 90s movies were kind of so-so. We like the 80s more, and it's the music, and it's the same thing. All right.
What did live action Beauty and the Beast offer the viewers? A look at Emma Watson playing Hermione Granger from Goblet of Fire all over again in a different setting. If you look to see. You will see the same lines, emotions, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a review of that movie on Unlockable content, and I said, like, if you look at her face, she doesn't. I'm not saying she doesn't emote, but she doesn't do the right emotions. At no point did I ever see wonder on her face at any point. And you're in a magical castle. Do more than just fucking smirk.
Right.
That was the most we got out of her.
Oh, hello. Delta Rob TV. Thank you for the 69 bits.
Wow.
Oh, and VG Bites is rating with 2 viewers.
Sweet.
Thank you, VG Bites. Thank you for the biddies, and thank you for the raid.
Bring 'em on!
Woo!
Woo!
Shots are woo!
I thought it was Rainer for a second, because Rainer's usually the one that's like, every time he comes in, he just spams bits. Polly, welcome to the stream.
So yeah, that was my opinion of the new Beauty and the Beast. It's like, I enjoyed the music.
Welcome to Filmosophy.
They definitely were trying some interesting things with that, but here's one. Here's something that I talked about in the second Filmosophy video that we did. I still haven't seen the new Spider-Man cartoon. Into the Spider-Verse was fantastic. Again,
it's amazing.
We did a review of that one. I loved it. I think I gave that a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we did give that a 10 out of 10 for our group.
It was that was a fantastic movie.
The only complaint that we all kind of had was if you're not used to pseudo 3D.
Had to compete with heavy hitters like video game.
Yeah, video games. Like the way they animated the movie. The way they treated depth perception for things that are farther away from what's in focus, they did throw bits but no ads. Rainer, go to do exclamation point LOOTS. You don't have to do ads.
But yeah,
But yeah, what
It
was
was
it?
there was like pop. It was like pop art style, and
Yeah.
it was for myself and our roommate Jess that we do an anime review segment on the YouTube channel with. We both wear glasses, and it was messing with our eyes a little bit.
I mean, for me, like once you adjust, it's good. It just takes away a little bit. Families weren't going.
Anywhere there was much
movies
for
and-
families. The Disney movies were maybe popular in the 90s for people who didn't have kids play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
So, but then I saw you were thinking about going to.
We are thinking about going to too many games. What can I expect?
Too many
Too many
games.
games.
Too many. Yes.
You're wearing the shirt for it now.
Oh, I am wearing the shirt for it. I didn't even realize. Too Many Games is one of my favorite cons to go to. We, with your support, I'll throw this out there. We are pretty friendly with the people that run Too Many Games, and they told us that they would actually partner with us to do panels and such at Too Many Games, but we haven't reached monetization yet on YouTube, so they can't talk contracts with us yet.
Yeah.
So help build us up on YouTube, and we can get there.
Yeah.
But no, Too Many Games is an amazing con. It's just the right size. It hasn't overblown yet.
Yeah.
But it's still very busy. There's still plenty of people that go there, and so many amazing guests every year. So definitely make sure you've got a fat wallet with you for that weekend, because you're going to want to buy so many things.
If you're going this year, what day? Well, we're not going to be there this year.
I'm planning on going to Too Many Games.
Well, not as a panelist.
Oh no, not as panelists, no, but just as guests. But every year I go with my camera to shoot it up so that I can make a video.
I should actually be there this time.
Yeah.
When is it?
Yeah, just as regular people. Yeah, we're going to be there just as regular. It's in June, I believe, the end of June.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I should be able to do that.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll be sure to try and catch up with you too.
Definitely.
The donations aren't
enabled on Streamlabs. All right, I will fix that right now.
I'm going to try and be there all 3 days. I might be late on Saturday because I work on Saturdays, but hopefully also my work schedule will change by then. I'm waiting for some stuff to happen in the day job. But yeah. Anyway, so backtracking a little bit, and we're losing sight of the chat room for a brief moment, so bear with us. The Beauty and the Beast, yeah, that was... I mean, I appreciate what they tried to do with that movie, but it ran into its own slew of problems the more it tried to fix itself. Like I said, yeah, Hermione's acting was... she never emoted correctly, in my opinion. Here's something weird also. If you go back and watch it, after all of the characters turn back into humans, do you notice that they never actually show anybody really talk on screen? They all kind of cut away from them just before, like, right after Lumiere and Cogsworth turn back, up until, like, Cogsworth has that moment where he says, turn back into a clock, and you see him talk. They keep cutting back and forth between them talking and reacting. It was just, like, really weird editing in that moment. So, you go back and check that out. But yeah, so a lot of these movies we've gone back and done reviews on, and if there's something new that you want to throw out at us, you'd like to see us talk our opinion of, leave them in the comment section here or on YouTube. More so on YouTube. Comment them anywhere, and I'll be sure to get to them, or we'll do them as a group review. Like somebody mentioned Super earlier, we'll definitely talk about that one and review that. So that'll be a fun one. And then we also talked about the Gunpowder miniseries. We can do a review for that one too. So
thank you for telling me that it wasn't working, because that explains a lot of things. Let's see.
Yeah, we getting that worked out. I was just like, I feel so disconnected from everyone now. We can't see you.
Donation settings. There we go.
Fluff, how you doing over there?
I am allegedly here.
Gonna get that fixed right now.
You seen any good movies lately, Fluff?
I'm trying to think. I haven't watched a lot of movies lately per se, but I have watched some series of things lately. Mostly anime or Mystery Science Theater 3000.
The new Mystery Science Theater on Netflix?
Yes, we watched the first episode of the Gauntlet, and it was fucking macking me, and it was painful.
The Gauntlet, the one with Felicia Day, where she's like the LARPer. or she plays the RPGs.
Okay.
That's what they titled the new series, The Gauntlet. 6 of the worst movies they could find. It's meant to be watched within a single 8-hour period.
Oh, okay. All right, we're back to the chat. We can see it now. Okay, you got me. You had me
Okay.
confused because Felicia Day is a part of
Oh,
the
March Banner doesn't work anymore either.
of the new Mystery Science Theater, isn't she?
I think so.
She and Patton Oswalt are like the ones that like run the control center or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
She plays the new villain.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names.
If we're-
Definitely
yeah.
one for people.
Earlier we were talking about how hot Helena Bonham Carter is. Felicia Day can do no wrong. She is a nerdy goddess. Love Felicia Day.
Delta.
But
Delta. The donations are fixed. As for the merch, I actually forgot to take that down. It needs to be redone because they had some issues with it earlier. Once I get that fixed, I'll put it back up for you, and I'll let you know. But thanks for pointing that out. Patton is really good in it.
Patton's really good in what? What?
Mystery Science Theater.
Mystery.
Okay, yeah. Patton Oswalt. Well, talking about Patton Oswalt and TV shows, we Ellie and I are really into watching Happy right now.
Oh God, yeah.
the sci-fi show.
Definitely good.
I really need to watch Love, Death, and Robots.
We're like, you bitch, finish the show without me.
I'm sorry.
Don't
I
tell
need
me
to
anything
finish
about
it.
But there's one reason.
Tell me more
There's
about
only one reason.
Blades
It's
hung up
hung up
on
on the wall. Oh, the swords again?
Yeah, somebody already asked about the swords also. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire collection. So you're going through them here, Ellie pointing out them here. That is Ichigo's blade from Bleach.
Bleach. This one is.
The one next to it, that is a recreation of the Sword of Gryffindor.
What's this one here?
That was, when I got that, that was listed as the Sword of Merlin. The blade is actually shaped like a lightning bolt.
Oh,
if you
here's
take
the one I was looking for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got a you might. I need to move for you to see it.
Whoa, where's
Roll away.
Where's the
If I can show you, we've got a like
Hot
a rack full of swords over there next to our couch.
Where is the
Nice rack.
where's
Thank
the
you.
other Lord of the Rings one you got?
Sting?
Yeah,
Should be in there.
that's not it. Is it in here?
It should be. Yes. Go back and be entertaining on the.
I'll do that.
Yeah, here's Sting. Got it.
Yeah, I really. One of these days we gotta. Ooh. I just heard a $4. Thank you for the $4.20, Delta. Thank you for that. And yes, this is Sting
Yeah.
from
Here, I'll bring
the
it up.
Hobbit, right?
Yes, it's Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Well, same.
Yeah, it's all the same
Series.
world. So yeah.
It glows when walks are nearby.
So that's one of the other swords we get. Yeah, we have the whole umbrella rack over here.
I actually have some of my stuff that I do have out. I have the Chronicles of Riddick's saber daggers.
Mhm.
They're kind of hidden behind all the vinyl pops over there.
And then up here I've got the the curved blade from also Chronicles of Riddick, the Necromonger.
Yeah, the Necromongers.
And then there's a cutlass there. That's not directly connected to Pirates of the Caribbean, but it does have
Pirates.
pirate imagery on there.
I think it's the only. I think those daggers are the only like movie-based swords I have.
Yeah.
Everything else is just.
I'm just a big collector of blades. I've got plenty of knives and swords all around the apartment.
But and 69 more bits.
60. I'm noticing a theme there, Delta Rob.
Thank you, Delta. Well, did you see
it's
the other?
coolest blade collection I've seen on Twitch. Nice. Thank you.
Woo! It's gonna get bigger as soon as I get my stuff.
Yeah, more. There will be more on the wall. See, we don't even lock our doors at
Quiet,
night.
Fluff.
We just let people run the risk of coming in here and realizing the mistake they made.
Yeah, that works. And then we set the ferrets at him.
Yeah, our ferrets. We have 2 ferrets. You'll see if you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see them in some videos.
I have We got all these bits, but they're not falling into the cup because my cup's broken again.
Your cup
Because Twitch does not like my
cup
bit.
doth leak and not overflow.
Yes. Cool. 69. Yeah, he donated us $4 and everything.
Sweet.
So it's awesome. Delta, like,
Thank you.
a lot. That helps a lot because we're trying to get better equipment for here. We just got a new mic.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at a camera
All right.
and
I
everything.
will have a new microphone by tomorrow. It'll be great.
And Fuff will
Yeah.
have your
Your new mic is also a Yeti brand because that's what we have, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them over the years. Also related to microphones and also related to leaving the door. Because I live in Arizona, I'm a master of prop comedy.
Delta's on the leaderboard now for
Yeah.
Cheers. Awesome.
You know what's funny about hearing you cock the gun there? Here's a movie, I think a good movie reference. This one kind of slipped under the radar. But look, if you get it, have the ability to go back and check it out. Phone Booth.
Oh yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was a great movie. But there's this great line in it where after the sniper has the our main character
Phone booth.
fucking right. Yeah, right. It was a great movie. There's a great line in the movie where after he's got the guy trapped in the booth, he's trying to find a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Because that was an older and obscure movie. It's it'd be hard to find. He's got him trapped in the phone booth and he's got the gun ready on him and he cocks the gun and he hears it over the phone and he says, "Did you ever notice that they always that the shooter never has that gun already ready in movies? He waits to cock it because that's just such a cool sound."
Yeah.
That's something I've noticed too.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm watching a movie, I'm sitting there like, why didn't you have that ready?
Yeah.
Or like, someone's walking around, there's like a deranged killer around, and they have like their kitchen knife using to defend themselves. They're holding it like at their waists, and they have to raise it up to hit someone with it, rather than maybe, I don't know, keep the knife up and ready to hit something that jumps out in front of you.
Right. Yeah, but I love when.
Because you already know someone here, somebody in this.
All right, now we're really getting to Filmosophy here. Like,
Yeah,
talking about the
This
different
is
tropes.
this is what Filmosophy was supposed to be about, getting into these questionable things, the story
I
elements.
actually have an idea.
I love.
Idea to categorize different things in movies.
Yes.
We'll have the dopes, which are good things, something that's absolutely dope. The
Yeah.
tropes, which are things that show up a lot, and you can hit or miss, and the nopes.
Dopes, tropes, and nopes.
I like that.
Dopes and nopes.
I like that. We'll have to
Yeah.
definitely make that a thing. Dopes, tropes, and
And
nopes.
just put it on a t-shirt, give me money.
We can do that.
Yes.
We can do that.
I would wear that shirt.
Yeah, once I get the merchandise things fixed, I know that we can do that.
I would wear that shirt. Yes.
I'll make that now.
I would happily wear that shirt. Hey, does your downer man? Links the
Links to unlockable content.
What?
Dono banner. Links to unlockable content. Oh, unlockable content. Let me see. 1 second. Donation banner. You said the donation banner, right?
You don't know. I'm
Yeah,
guessing
down
it's
below.
donation.
It links to the dead screen page.
Yeah.
Click it. Uh-oh.
Unable to find this broadcaster. Don't worry. Watch. It'll bring us to that right
Okay.
now.
And then... Choo, 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 choo. Is that...
Yeah, this is all the stuff here. Hold on.
That's,
Let me go
that's what the
to.
bits actually look like. Choo, 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 choo,
Twitch
choo, choo,
is
choo, choo,
always
choo.
breaking my stuff.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Ellie changed the screen again really quick, so we've lost sight of the
Copy.
chat. But yeah, so all those movie tropes. Yeah. Damn Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is always breaking.
Yeah.
You're right.
Those movie choices. Yeah. The gun being. I love when movies are like self-referential that way. It's not quite a fourth wall break, but just that self-aware commentary.
Okay, fix it
Yeah.
again.
Why isn't the gun already cocked? Why don't you have?
Damn Twitch.
Yeah. And that almost tying into maybe we'll make this the topic for next week when we get into this.
Delta's being our Twitch channel IT guy now.
Thank you, Delta. Have you tried turning it off?
On and off again. I'm waiting for that. I was waiting for that to pop up in the chat too. Like, did you try turning it on and off again?
Yeah, movies that are self-aware. But then it also ties into my comment on what I call no-win situation movies where nobody gets out alive. Spoilers. If you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods yet. But Cabin in the Woods, I think, is a prime example.
Oh, you keep telling what since it's brought up. I'm gonna check like the other stuff.
Yeah, keep looking at it.
Everything else is
Yeah,
linked.
Fluff, you've seen that, haven't you?
Yes, it is fucking great.
You see, overall the movie is great until it becomes a no-win situation movie. I was really disappointed when I saw it was a no-win situation movie.
Okay, yeah, all the other links are correct. We're
On the
good.
other hand, I thought that was what made it great, because it's like, oh, you guys done fucked up now.
Like, yeah, I get the point of why no-win situation movies happen, because you can't always win at the end. Sometimes everybody's just going to fucking die, but it's
Yeah.
like you want to walk away from. I feel like you also want to walk away from the movie feeling like something was learned. There was a point
I'll
to
actually
it
be
all.
right back. That soda's getting to me.
You want to feel like at the end of the movie something was accomplished rather than just have everyone die.
I don't know. I feel like death in a horror movie is the accomplishment.
Well, yeah, if that's what you want to do with the movie, like I saw, again at this point, spoilers. We talk about Glass. Practically everyone died at the end of Glass, and I was okay with it. And I'm not saying that I disliked Cabin in the Woods either for everyone dying at the end. I'm just saying my preference is not for no-win situation movies. But I loved how self-aware Cabin in the Woods was.
I feel like horror movies are the one genre where no-win situations are actually something that they should at least hint towards it being. Because that's what ruined Quiet Place for me. Again, spoiler alert for everyone. It's like, I like the movie. I like the concept of the movie. But as we're going through, it's like, no one's going to die, are they? Everyone's going to be fine until it calls for it in the plot.
Well, no, I found A Quiet Place to play out very nicely. I really enjoyed that. I gave that high marks in my review.
Yeah, it was fun. It had a lot of good tension. I just wish that there was more of a feeling of stakes.
I can see what you're talking about, but
Because after a while, it's like, oh, the dad's going to sacrifice himself, and everyone's going to live happily ever after, and they're going to find the solution in the earbuds.
that played out a little predictably, I guess. But I could see what you're saying, but I still found the movie to be still full of enough tension to keep you engrossed.
Yeah, it had a lot
Trying
of
to
good
test some of the
Commands
here.
we were talking about Fluff and I were talking about A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gave that really high marks. And, it was a lot of fun for me because my day job, I take care of an individual that uses sign language. So I'm sitting through the movie like already picking up on half the dialogue before the subtitles even come up.
Surprise.
Surprise.
So that was good, and yeah, like I said, Cabin in the Woods is great. Great fun movie. But then there are others that like nobody gets out of at the end, like Grave Encounters, hated that.
Ugh.
Quarantine, hated that. Again, both of those are no-win situation movies.
You know what I hate about Quarantine, though? It was a shitty remake of a great Spanish horror movie.
Yeah, and somebody made a comment earlier about like movies don't happen in other countries. Actually, there are a lot of great foreign movies that they try to do in America and fail miserably.
Serbian film.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that one. Nobody in America is going to try and remake a Serbian film.
Oh my God, that movie's so no.
It's apparently in its entirety on YouTube if you're brave enough. But don't say.
How is it on? How is that movie on YouTube? If it's no, that's like all of the terms of agreement breaking right there.
We're saying this right now. If you feel brave enough to check it out, go ahead. We are not recommending it though. Don't turn around and point a finger at us. We are saying no.
Don't go there. It's by your own risk.
Yeah, the literal definition of horror porn. But yeah, foreign movies trying to be remade. The Eye, The one with Jessica Alba. That's a
Oh.
remake of a Japanese movie.
Yeah.
Much better in Japanese.
Mhm.
Going to sleep now. Have a good stream. Thank you, Delta Rob. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Don't yell.
Don't,
Sorry
yeah.
if I'm being loud. I get emphatic.
Yeah.
Don't yell, or is that a movie?
No, Rob. Rob's
Oh.
talking in all caps.
Oh, okay.
That's yelling in internet speak.
Right.
Okay. Have a go. Free Friday all you want, man.
Thank you, Polly.
I will save my yelling for later.
For scream directly into my ear. Ah! Are you not entertained?
So I see you're another person who powers up by yelling.
I would love that to be like something that's commented on, like, I notice you have laryngitis.
I noticed you have laryngitis. Oh my god.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, The Eye. I think they tried to do an American version of Dark Water, which is another Japanese horror movie, and much better in Japanese again. The Ring, obviously, Ringu.
Yeah.
Though I think The Ring came out great as an American version.
No, that wasn't too bad.
Well,
it was The Grudge, wasn't it?
The Grudge was another one that
Yeah.
they did, originally a Japanese movie. Then there's what was it? Let the Right One In was an American remake of, I think, like
I think it was like Polish.
it's something like that.
Yeah.
But it's the again, I think.
The original Let the Right One In and the original Ju-On are both really cute.
Yeah.
But they're
Wholesome as fuck.
they're great movies though. They really are. In the original, they're great.
Me and Magician Button Masher Lady, who is my fiance, who we'll be talking about a lot on this show because she'll be on this show.
Woo!
Maybe not this show, but later.
Yeah.
Later shows.
Yeah. Okay.
She is a part of Team Unstreamable.
Yeah. Since we do have, because I forgot to actually post the fucking times. I'm gonna go over the schedule again real quick. So Mondays, which is today, technically it's Tuesday now because it's almost 1:00 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've been going on this for a while. Mondays is Filmosophy or Filmosa Monday. That's where we talk about movies and stuff like that. Tuesday is gaming for the whole team, so it'll be me, Wolfman, Fluff, and Button Matcher Mags. Wednesday is Tangent Talks, which is kind of what we're doing now, where we're just ranting about random things in the day, whether it be work or current events or stuff like that. Fridays are usual, unlockable stream for unlockable content where it's me and Wolf, and sometimes we'll have some guests just doing our usual thing for games. Saturday is a day specifically dedicated to Fluff and Button Masher, and Sunday is Roleplay Rants, which is like, we like to roleplay a lot, so writing about character creation and writing stuff and some of the tropes to avoid, some of the really cool things.
Jokes, tropes, and notes.
Jokes, tropes, and notes, yeah. And since I forgot to mention it the last time, this is 11 p.m. Eastern Time is when we're going to be doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So almost every day of the week, because Thursdays are kind of our days off, and Saturdays is me and Wolf's days off, which is why Fluff and Button Masher have Saturday.
You heard
I will
Fluff's.
spend the entire day trying to subtly convince people to buy Killer Instinct.
Love that game. But yes, as you heard Fluff mention, he's in the great state of Arizona, and we are in the great state of Pennsylvania.
Well, that's like, since I heard what you just said, Fluff, I will reinstall it so you and Wolfman can play.
Yes. I must play Glacius.
Glacius. I just
We have no
really
blood
bet.
match of Glacius versus Cinder.
Alright, that's enough video game talk during my movie time. Oh god, that'll be play like charades here.
Oh wow, yeah, right.
We did that in college. That was fun.
Yeah. So
Play movie
why
charades.
you were talking about and I guess we can kind of close with this
Wrap off.
because
we've been
we're at the 2 hour mark.
When you're talking about movies for the length of a movie, I think that's a good amount of time.
Yeah. Again, scroll down, hit the YouTube banner, and that will take you to our YouTube link, and you can follow us there as well. Thanks everybody for the bits and donations. That was really great.
Thank you. And thank you so many of you that stuck with us for as long as you have and engaging us in this conversation. Who doesn't love talking about movies?
And
you gave us great things to talk about, and we hope you enjoyed everything we were saying. And this will be up over again on YouTube on Unlockable content, so you can see it from the very beginning, see where you came in and be like, yeah, I contributed.
Yeah, basically. And that's what Team Streeble and Unlockable content is about, is power to the fan base. That is our thing. We want to interact with people as much as possible.
Yeah.
So you are part of the show.
Yeah. We wouldn't have this without all of you. So tell your friends, get more people to come here, and community is everything.
Yes.
Power to the fan base. We can't say it enough. It's our tagline.
It'll
be on a t-shirt.
Yes.
And you can wear it.
Before we sign off, I'm going to, at the last minute, suggest that we dedicate this little podcast to Joe Pilato.
Joe. Right.
He played Captain Rhodes in Day of the Dead, and he has passed away.
He has, yeah.
Yes. A fine dedication to make.
Definitely dedicated to him.
So in his honor, Joe
All right. So for a final cap off, let's throw out a movie suggestion each for everyone.
Okay.
So I'm making mine. I put so much emphasis into it. I'm going to say, watch. This film is not yet rated. We found out that the full documentary is on YouTube right now, so you can watch that. This film is not yet rated. It's a documentary about the rating system in America and its flaws, and it will really change the way that you go to the theater and watch movies. So that's my recommendation. Go see This Film Is Not Yet Rated.
My recommendation for those who like to watch a bit of foreign movies, that I really like, it's on Netflix. It's called Armentari, the Devil and the Blacksmith.
Yeah, that was a trip of a movie. Yeah, that was great.
It has a very unique language that it's written in. I forget what
Starts
it's called.
with a B.
I forget what it was, but it's like in this very isolated area. It's a very neat little tale.
Yeah, that was a really fun movie. Yeah, watch that.
So, yeah, it should still be on Netflix.
Yeah, the Devil and the Blacksmith. That it'll if you search for it with the American title, it should pop up.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of movies that are foreign and or will change the way you look at a lot of things, I will recommend another movie that's on Netflix,
Tag. What's that about?
I know I've seen that pop up.
I have not seen.
It is a Japanese horror weird thing. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because honestly, I can't explain shit.
Okay.
It is fucking
Good night,
nuts,
gamers and moviers.
Beautiful.
VG Bits.
Good
Take
night,
care.
VG Bites.
Bites, bits.
Bites.
When you bite into it, you get a bit. So VG, thank you.
Have a good one. And
Power to the fan base.
power to the fan base.
Power to the fan base.
So again, good night, gamers and gamettes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Polly.
Thank you, Polly.
So yeah, we're going to end the stream there.
All right.
We hope to see you guys throughout the rest of the week. Again, 11 o'clock Eastern time
Beautiful folks. Thank
is
you.
when we'll be doing our different shows throughout the week.
So come back tomorrow night for game time.
Yep. And have a good one.
Take care.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yes. Just,
Or don't.
Just suffer in silence.
Scream. Have a good one.